Ronke Giwa Onafuwa. And of course, on the breakfast show today, we have a potpourri of very interesting programs and segments for you. We know you like to start your day by being aware, by knowing what's happening in the country. And so that is why we've curated our show to start with Straight from the Dailies. I'll be looking at the stories making headlines in Nigerian newspapers. We know you'd like to feel the pulse of the nation. And so we bring you the newspaper headlines on this program. We'd also like to take your reactions and comments on the stories making headlines today. So feel free to follow us on social media. We're on Twitter at SplashFM1055, where you can type your reactions and comments and tag us at SplashFM1055. We're also live on Facebook right now. Thank you to all of those who are watching us live from all across the world. We thank you very much. And you can do one little favor for me this morning, which is to share this video. Go to the share button right underneath here and share to your community, especially friends and family who are out of touch with Nigeria and would definitely like to be in touch. All right. Thank God for technology. All right. So now to the business at hand, which is looking at the stories making headlines in Nigerian newspapers. I will not be doing this alone this morning. I've got the gentlemen joining me who will be sharing their thoughts and contributions. Plato is here this morning. Good morning, Plato.
Good morning, Ronnie. Good morning, Barrister.
Thank you for joining me. Yes, Barrister.
I hope Barrister will not diss me this morning.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, good morning, Nigeria.
All right.
Good morning,
Okay.
Ronke and Plato.
Okay,
Good
good
nice
to have
to
you
be
both
with
here.
you guys.
Thank you very much. All right, let's race to the headlines and then we'll pick out some stories and then we'll react to that from the... Pardon? Oh, okay. From the Vanguard newspaper, bill to scrap NYC at second reading in House of Reps. That's in the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Also in the papers, shoot at site order, Igbo group drags IGP to UN, ICC. That's also in the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Also in the headline, State of the Nation, we won't support secession, says Southwest governors, APC leaders. That's also in the Vanguard newspaper. And we must defend ourselves against killer headsmen or Tom tells Benue people. Those are front page headlines in there. Let's move to the Tribune newspaper where we can find a few more headline stories. Only God can console me, says Ashani, late pilot's father. And also in the papers, Reps query NHIS over 152 million spent on face masks, hand sanitizers, others. We'll also find a repeated headline here. Reps move to scrap NYC as bill reaches second reading. And from INEC here, arsonists threaten Anambra governorship election. And also in the Tribune newspaper, Asaba, declaration presidency attacks southern governors. Real quickly, a quick look at the Punch newspaper. Asaba declaration, governors disagree as presidency backs Malami on open grazing ban. Also in the headlines in the Punch newspaper, also find here Malami's open road to anarchy is an editorial you might want to read as well. Confusion over Southwest APC meeting. Fashola, Aregbesola not invited. We'll take a short break to listen to the weather report by Blessing Agbeton, and then we'll be right back to take some of this news stories and reactions from Barrister and Plateau. So don't go away. It is Straight from the Dailies. We'll be right back.
Splash FM 105.5.
A very good morning to you. It is time to bring you up to speed with what the weather has in store for today, being Tuesday, the 25th day in the month of May 2021, in the major cities in southwestern Nigeria. To start with Ibadan, the capital city will experience times of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm later in the afternoon with the temperature at 32 degrees Celsius high. In Abeokuta, the capital city will be cloudy with the temperature at 32 degrees Celsius high. And now to Lagos. Lagos will experience times of clouds and sun with a thunderstorm later in the day with the temperature at 32 degrees Celsius high. Ado-Ekiti will be very warm today with times of clouds and sun with the temperature at 32 degrees Celsius high. Still on today's weather forecast, Oshogbo will experience times of clouds and sun with a temperature at 33 degrees Celsius high. And to wrap up on today's edition of the weather forecast, Akure will be mostly cloudy with a thunderstorm later in the day with the temperature at 31 degrees Celsius high. And that will be all on today's weather forecast for major cities in southwestern Nigeria, as brought to you by Splash 105.5 FM. Please do remember to put the weather forecast into consideration when planning your journey and outings for today. I am Blessing Agbeita. Thank you for listening.
Much Blessing Agbecha. Thank you for the weather report. I bet that will help people plan better as they head out today. All right, back to the stories making headlines this morning in Nigerian newspapers. We'll start with this controversial story. It's the one where the president is flaying the Asaba Declaration. And it says here in the Punch newspaper, the presidency on Monday faulted the Southern Governors Forum's recent decision to ban open grazing and other resolutions reached at their meeting, dubbing them acts of politicking instead by its signatories to demonstrate power. The senior special assistant to the president on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, gave the presidency's position in a statement titled President Buhari Oke's deep-rooted solutions to herdsmen attack clears way for ranching and revival of forest reserves. Recall that Southern governors at their recent meeting in Asaba, the Delta state capital, as part of measures to address insecurity in the region, banned open grazing and called on the President Muhammadu Buhari to restructure the country. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, and then in an interview described the ban as unconstitutional, and he said it is as good as saying perhaps maybe the northern governors coming together to say they prohibit spare parts trading in the north. Now, on Monday, while Buhari's media aide Shehu backed Malami, the Ondo State Governor and Chairman of the South Governors Forum, Rotimi Akeredolu, again faulted the AGF. Shehu, in a statement, stated, President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed a strong resolve to address the conflict of herders and farmers in a sustained and lasting manner that should lead to the emergence of a permanent solution to the frequent clashes between them, as well as the associated problem of the gun-wielding killer headsmen. Now, the question will be, if they have a solution to this, why don't they do this, as opposed to asking people who are at least trying to do something about it and calling them and saying that it's unconstitutional, etc. If he does have a solution, like he says he does, they say they have a strong resolve to address the conflict and have a sustained plan. Why don't they just do this? Plato, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, let me come from the metaphysical angle. Even nothing is something. So if you don't have a solution, you have a solution. Because not having a solution itself is a solution on its own. And I think the presidency needs to do away with this whole unnecessary public charade. And the reason is simple. Before this whole elders crisis became a topical national discourse, we had been complaining. Some of us had said, see, the body language of the president towards this has been very bad. But rather than aid, the presidency did not do anything in that light. And now that everyone across the country is coming out to say, well, we will not have enough any of this any longer, the presidency is coming out to speak, to, of course, rebut a lot of claims and the likes. And one begins to wonder, if we are taking this kind of proactiveness when this issue started, these criminal minds would not have been emboldened.
Absolutely.
But then the actions and inactions of the president emboldened them to this extent. Now, coming again to what the presidency is saying, what is unconstitutional about this? And I think Malami should know better. Instead of coming out to start all these, verbal vituperations that we see here and there, he can approach the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is always there for interpretation. He is just the Attorney General of the Federation. He is not the chief interpreter of the law.
Okay.
So if he has a problem with what the Southern governors have done, he should take it to the Supreme Court for interpretation. It's as simple as that.
But he should know the law. I mean, someone like the...
Well, he doesn't know the law. Only the judge knows the law, so he can only give his own perspective to it.
Okay. Even in this case, people are saying, is it the president that's really talking, or is it Garba Shehu himself that is speaking?
Wait, Ronke.
Okay.
This plateau, you go for law school.
Even barrister here, don't you know some of the law? So why would he say that the Attorney General of the Federation does not know? I mean, it's preposterous that we have somebody who would call something unconstitutional and then we cannot say we can take his word for it.
Well, you see, the way I see it, there appears to be a credibility gap in the position of the federal government, because what they are saying is very, very unreflective of what is on ground. And that is very, very sad. Then another thing I see is it appears majority of us have forgotten that there is an extant law made as far back as the 60s,
right,
which banned open grazing. So it's not a new thing. There is a court judgment.
64, I think.
God bless you. There is a court judgment affirming same. So what then is this Gordian knot? What problems do we have? I find the federal government as being discriminatory in its outbursts. We have seen northern governors come out openly
To ban alcohol.
God go bless you. That one na number one.
And I don't know why they are holding on to this spare part thing. Because that was the argument given by Malami. And then Shehu is also coming out to say, what happens? Let them ban spare parts. It's as simple as that. If you know you need spare parts in the north, and then you feel that spare part dealers in the north are creating security crisis for you,
Yes.
you are the chief executive officer of your state.
Right.
Okay, let me make.
And you are you'll be well within your right
So
to do that.
let me make my submission on that one.
Okay.
And these are people who are not even registered.
Oh, they are being discriminatory. We have seen northern governors come openly in support of Miyetti Allah. A governor was quoted as saying that AK-47 is, ideal for herders, to carry around and what have you. And so many other things we have heard governors of the north, they never came down on them. Why is it that there is always trouble in Aso Rock when southern governors cough? What the southern governors have said is the position of the generality of their peoples, who they represent. So, you see, at one hand, we are saying, no, we don't want the secessionist groups. And at the other, we are shying away from reality. The credible alternative that the people can at least accept, you are not ready to provide it.
Absolutely.
The people want a Nigeria that works. A Nigeria where equals will not be treated unequally.
Absolutely.
A Nigeria where everybody, partners in the union, some partners in the union will not be subservient.
Absolutely. And the fallout of this, barrister, is obviously the secessionist movement that is also gaining, grounds. And here's a news story that addresses that, actually, where chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, yesterday insisted that governors from the region will not support any secessionist agenda, just as he disowned Yoruba Nation agitators, saying they were on their own. This came on a day leaders of the APC in the zone opposed separatist agitations in the country and restated their belief in one Nigeria. Yoruba rights activist Sunday Adeyemo, popularly known as Sunday Igboho, who held a rally in Akure, Ondo State over the weekend, had claimed that they have the support of the Ondo governor for the rally. But reacting to Igboho's remarks, Akeredolu, in a statement by his chief press secretary, Richard Olatunde, vowed not to support any secessionist agenda.
Yes, you see, I sympathize with southern governors. And the reason is simple. They swore on oath, all right, to protect the 1999 Constitution. That is a very, very sad one. They swore on oath. But
is that the only thing holding them back from?
Oh, definitely. There is no doubt about it. But if you are asking us, I gave some friends of mine an example, an analogy rather. Your son has to be in the UK, and then you go to a seer, and the seer says that boy must never fly in a kite. Gordian knot. You understand?
Right.
Okay, the boy must never fly in a kite. So what do? You look for alternatives. Okay, if he is not going to fly in a plane, let him go by ship. You will not be giving that boy Okada now. Somebody that has to be in the UK. That's the problem we have on ground. You say you don't want the secessionist groups.
Exactly.
Then what alternative are you giving them?
Absolutely.
If you can give them a better Nigeria that is working, not a Nigeria with reduced circumstances, I am very sure everybody will toe the line.
Right.
Everybody will follow.
And I think, in addition to what Barrister said, the thing that the southern governors are facing is multifarious. Because, one, look at Southeast. The Southeastern governors need to disown ESN. But as I speak to you, ESN is even more popular than the governors in the Southeast. The Southwestern governors necessarily need to disown the quest for Yoruba nation, the Oduwa nation. But as I speak to you, the idea and the quest for Yoruba nation is more popular than the governors, even in their domains, whether you want to accept it or not. Now, that tells you something, that there is a problem. And unfortunately, the one who has, who holds the big stick to deal with this problem has decided to be running around the circle. So, they now have to, it's a kind of a dilemma. They cannot openly associate, and I tell you that a lot of these governors are in bed with these agitators. I tell you this for the truth, they're in bed with them, but they cannot come out openly to say, we support this. And second, it's a dilemma. They can't, be in open contention with the federal government, saying, we support these agitators. Neither can they also openly support the agitators. And it's a dilemma. Some of them are their hearts with these agitators.
Absolutely. But with regards blaming Buhari for all of this, is this something that's new? Haven't we always had groups that, is it a case of you can't please anyone, no matter which administration and who you are? Haven't you always had groups that felt like at the point they are not being recognized, and so they want to get up and start to, throw
the difference between what is happening under Buhari and others. We had Niger Delta militants under what's it called? Under Obasanjo. We had, of course, Boko Haram under the Jonathan administration. Is that the body language of the president is not seen to be siding with those who are now seen as, the oppressors. Because it seems like there's this concerted effort against the elders. I won't call it even the demonization of the elders, because they intentionally decided to be demonized by owning up to crimes that they did not commit. And that is where Miyetti Allah becomes, the whipping dog here. When you own up to crimes, when you begin to give defenses. I saw a video just recently on national TV where, after the crisis in Katsina, where they attacked some persons, the interpretation given to what the Fulani head was saying was that, they killed our cows. Now, he did not own up openly that, of course, they carried out the attacks, but he said they killed our cows. What message does that pass?
Perhaps there's some sort of retaliation.
You expect justice. You expect the other side to also now keep quiet. No one would ever call for open, support for violence and the likes. But then we keep doing things that embellish this action.
I wanted to ask, Barrister, what would it look like in a world where the president actually did support the southern governors and then banned? What would it be? And then what would it mean in the north? Because I feel like he's speaking from a different perspective.
The north feels the heat more. Because these elders are not only attacking, we still talk about, I call it
Would he lose the support? Is that what
he will not?
Okay.
But of course, he's just running from the shadows. Don't forget that there are no longer only Fulanis in the north. So even the core Hausa is against this whole issue.
Ronke, we have heard some northern governors, reasonable northern governors, 21st century northern governors come out and, condemn open grazing. We have had some of them do that. So what is the problem with the federal government, represented by politician, Minister of Justice? He is not the Attorney General in this circumstance because he is not speaking as one.
Right.
You see, the problem is Nigerians are complaining of this marasmus. Nigeria is withering away. The corruption we talked about is still there. Daily basis, it appears to in fact be a culture, a way of life. Nobody is doing anything about that. The Western economies have told us that in a couple of years, the population of this country will shoot up to about 400 million. We have a government that does not consider that a problem. 200 million who are already overshooting the resources that we have.
Absolutely.
They are not doing anything about that. Look, there are so many of those problems. I hear now, like you were reading, people are beginning to talk about, the scrapping of the NYSC. Why would that happen?
Okay.
NYSC was a fantastic program, but look at so people are condemning the marasmus in the land.
Okay.
And the presidency ought to know better.
To know better. Absolutely. Well, let's hold the thought. When we come back, Barrister has already sort of moved on to a next level where we're going to go. But just a few more headlines. I think with regards to all this insecurity, there was a story about a nutritionist who got kidnapped between Ogun and I can't remember where it was again. But, we keep hearing these are the kind of things that cause anxiety for the people. And people are wondering, what are they doing about this situation?
You have not solved those
Absolutely.
problems.
All right,
you
let's
are going after secession. What led to the agitations for secession?
All right, let's take a short break. When we come back, we've got more, as you can tell, for you. So please stay tight.
It is time for celebration. 30 years bustling with goodness. The challenge can never stop us. You can't underrate us. You can't underrate. Don't forget us. Busting with so much greatness. Enjoy our world of
Come the 29th of May, we will bring Porto to your doorstep when the royalty of English football, Chelsea, the pride of London, and Manchester City, the unstoppable citizens, light up Europe to compete for the biggest prize in club football, the Champions League final. Smart Code Africa, Mabin Dynamics, and 1960bet are in joint collaboration to make your night magical on Champions Night at MOV 21 Event Center at Dioyo, Ring Road, Ibadan for the biggest gathering of European football lovers. Come watch the game on the biggest screen with friends and color mates. Meet your favorite OAPs in the city. You stand a chance to win amazing prizes at the Champions Night. Access code is a bet slip of 1960bet. Media partner Splash FM, Lagelu FM. For more inquiries, please call 080-557-94255 or 090-286-30747. This event is powered by 1960bet.
Hey, Oga and Madam, you don't see the room now. Make I show you the toilet where you could share with the other neighbors.
Now the toilet be this.
What's the happen?
Oga agent, you mean say na general toilets clean come white like this,
Yes, now. Na hypo toilet cleaner than they use to clean up and kill the yama germs come out.
Hypo toilet cleaner? Wow.
Wash your toilet at least once a week with Hypo toilet cleaner to keep it sparkling clean and gem free. Available in sachet for 35 naira only. Madam, now 2 years land one collect.
We go pay for 6 years,
Kill on to Mama Tamuara, Ore. Daddy Fanti Wafua, my dear. Oh no, Shama Chicho, I'm a kunkulu. Daddy, mommy, better life for you. Oya Brukutu Komaro, Sisi Ekosari Marosel, City Bank, better life. fowó pamọ́. Zenith Better Life promo. Pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ̀rún márùn-ún péré. Zenith Better Life promo. Èrè káàdì ìgbowó. Zenith Better Life promo.
Fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́, ẹ kàn sí wa lórí ẹ̀rọ ayélujára www.zenithbank.com/betterlife. Zenith Bank, fún àǹfààní ara rẹ.
Wetin you need na safeguard.
Children that like to dey play.
Them like to dey play.
Small pigs that must jolly
Them like to dey jolly
But remember one thing, protect them with safeguard too. Protect them with safeguard. Protect them with safeguard too. From the teen and yama so the future go better.
Safeguard antibacterial soap. They comot every yama for body. E also dey available for 50-gram size.
And the winners for the Indomie Eat and Win promo are Mrs. Obi and Davy.
Yes, mommy, we won! We won!
Yes, we won!
David, you still haven't told me how you won. It's simple, John. With Indomie Eat and Win.
Indomie Eat and Win?
Yes! Just buy 10 Indomitables pack, find the unique code at the back of the pack, go to www.indomitables.ng and enter your code to win amazing prizes every week and a star prize of 100,000 naira.
Wow! Let me go and get my Indomie now.
Now, where's that Dubik malt? Today was just one of those days. You know, woke up by 5, made breakfast, went to work, did my job, then my Oga's work, then Oga's work, came home, made dinner, and now nothing can stop me from enjoying my rich, smooth, refreshing Dubik malt.
Enjoy the silky smooth taste of Dubic Malt. Dubic Malt, crown the moment.
Bros. I beg, I feel see careless 5K for there. For where? Oh, my careless 5K. Now Echo Bank straight. Gentlemen Association. Hi! EcoBank Super Rewards Orlando. Save 5,000 naira for your EcoBank account for 30 days or open new EcoBank account with 5,000 naira deposit. And you will be one of the 50 people who go collect 25,000 naira a woof every week for 4 months. Plus, 4 people go win 1 million naira grand prize each. To gather more advantage, collect and link your EcoBank card to *326# or EcoBank Mobile. EcoBank Super Rewards. Now from March to July 2021. Terms and conditions apply. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Anytime malaria show, nakam shalatempo. Anytime malaria come, shalatempo. If malaria trouble you, no let malaria come out action for your body. Nakam Shalatem will be brand of anti-malaria wey contain Artemether and lumefantrine. Shalatem na medicine from Shalina Healthcare Nigeria. Then get Shalatem for every age group then. Make you remember to always use Shalatem with food. If symptoms no change after 3 days, go see your doctor.
It is time for celebration. 30 years bustling with goodness. The challenge can never ever stop us. You can't underrate us. You can't underrate. But still with so much greatness. Enjoy our world of
Splash FM 105.5.
Mamas, on a good morning, no. For your picking bright smile, make sure say them they brush every day with Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keep cavities out!
Welcome back. It is still straight from the dailies, or we're looking at the stories making headlines in Nigerian newspapers. We looked at headlines from The Punch, Vanguard, Tribune newspaper, and quite a number of other papers as well. And of course, we'll be taking your reactions and comments in a moment. If you're still watching us live on Facebook, thank you. We really appreciate you. But please make sure to share to your community. We would love to hear from you. Okay, moving on to this story now, where the House of Representatives is expected to commence debate on the general principles of a bill which seeks scrapping of National Youth Service Corps (NYSC), which was established on May 22nd, 1973, under Decree Number 24 of 1973, as a way of reconciling and reintegrating Nigerians after the Civil War, which occurred between July 6, 1967, and January 15th, 1970. The private member bill, which seeks to alter the provisions of the 1999 Constitution as amended by repealing Section 315(5)(a) and for related matters, was sponsored by Honorable Awaji Inombek Ibiante, PDP, Rivers. The proposed bill, which scaled through first reading last week, is expected to be slated for the second reading on the legislative date to be determined by the House Committee on Rules and Business. It's stipulated in the explanatory memorandum of the proposed amendment bill seeks to repeal this section of the Constitution on the following grounds: incessant killing of innocent corps members in some part of the country due to banditry, religion, extremism, and ethnic violence, as well as incessant kidnapping of innocent corps members across the country. Is it, way past time? I saw this story very late last night on social media, and people were like, it is so called for. But what are your thoughts? We already heard why it was created in the first place. It's important to know why something was created in the first place. It was to bring us together. Has it outlived its purpose, Barrister?
It has outlived its purpose. It is so unfortunate that such a laudable program could come to this kind of a sad end. Why? Because we have failed, not we, Awako, the so-called leaders of this country have failed to really bring out a union that would appeal to all the contracting parties. I agree with the one who introduced the bill. I think I came here a couple of weeks ago, and I spoke about somebody who came to report to me that she had been posted to Sokoto. Even now, as things are. I don't want to take too much of my time on this story. I will just say this, that this is an opportunity, particularly for the states of the Southwest, to take up this program now and start training their children.
Right. I have a doctor friend, and I think it was 2 weeks ago, but I don't know if he's listening. He's a doctor friend who was talking about how in the news, us journalists are exaggerating this whole, that he went to Jos recently, and he was shocked to find that he went there, the nightlife was still on. It was not as we have been reporting that places all over the country. So what do you have to say to people like that?
The truth actually is also that beyond the whole crisis, people still make out time to enjoy themselves. It is not because the crisis is not there. Just yesterday, they blocked Abuja-Kaduna Expressway because of the kidnappings of some persons. Within Kaduna, for instance, a lot of persons have been kidnapped and even killed. But lately, the church has been a major place, a major object of attack in recent times.
I think you should also talk about the one that happened in Ibadan.
Yes, on Sunday, the kidnap of the wife of the youth leader of the APC, Ariokuta, right in his presence. So it does not mean that issues are not happening. But then when people choose just not to close their eyes and then live in oblivion. But then let me talk about the NYC. I'm not one who will support the scrapping of NYC. I don't think it has even outlived its usefulness. It has not even lived through its usefulness. Why? Right. Has the NYC been able to promote unity? No. I don't think it was even intended. If we'll go through, what it has promoted is people knowing other places.
Right. But that's part of
I am moving from the southwest to the north.
Right.
The idea is to promote unity. I move with my sentiments. When I get there, I don't, except in few instances, do I do away with those sentiments that I have against those people. So I still come back and still live through those sentiments. Now, what do we need to do given our current realities? I think what we can do is, one, let's stop this idea of posting people outside their regions for now because of what is happening. Then two, let the NYSC be a scheme where the participants, the core members, are given full military training. Full military training.
That is why I am coming in now.
Full military training.
Yes.
No, listen, that is why I am coming in now.
Okay.
I said, as far as I am concerned, the objects that were set out in 1973,
Right.
the NYSC has failed to achieve it.
Okay.
I agree to that.
So, of what use is it?
Okay. I agree to that.
Let us take advantage of it now. Rather than National Youth Service Corps, it will be Lagos State Youth Service Corps or your State Youth Service Corps. Reality has come before us. We have now seen. One of the reasons I have kept fighting the so-called leaders of the Southwest is because they went after the mundane things of life. They left the very vital. God forbid there is a war. Yoruba nation is the most vulnerable of the contracting parties of this union. Let us seize this opportunity now and start training our children.
Well, let me just say something to that, to what Barrister said.
Right.
I agree that, I would not agree to each state running its own. Why? Don't forget that each state does not even run their own military. How have they been able to run the vigilantes? Do they have the wherewithal to train the participants?
So
now,
a corpus you are referring to that you're asking to be given military training is with the intention to get them
this
to
is
fight.
what Israel does.
You see, compulsory military training. If there is compulsory
you
military
cannot
training,
come and attack me when you know that
I am as trained as you are, if not better.
Right.
The reason why the policemen and the soldiers are taking advantage.
People that are even privileged enough to send their children to, would they want their children, their wards?
Now, let's also, it does not matter. If you know that you're coming for this training, okay? There definitely must have undertaken their medical checkups, and then they know that these ones may not be able to go through this rigorous training. There is a kinetic and the non-kinetic part of it. So it's not everyone that will be involved.
Yes.
Some persons may necessarily be involved in the
look at America.
Administrative. I mean, military doesn't always have to even.
There's intelligence gathering and the like.
Look at America.
Yes.
Look at America. For you to be a politician, it is a double plus for you if you have had military experience of one form or another. You know.
All right, let's go to the comment section. On Facebook, Olabode Anthony Ajayi, thank you so much for watching. He says, NYC being scrapped is a welcome one. With the rate of insecurity, why would a reasonable government post students to Sokoto, Kaduna, etc.? Raji Afiza Bidemi on Facebook as well says, good morning, Ronke and the analysts in the studio. On the issue of statement credited to presidency concerning banning of open grazing in southern Nigeria, the only resolution after ban on open grazing is for herdsmen along with their cattle to go back to their country or state of origin, since there are no lands for ruga or ranching in southern part of Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. Onto Twitter. Please go onto Twitter and share your reactions and comments. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right. Let's take this call. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Who's speaking, please?
Olushola Julius.
Go ahead, Olushola Julius.
Hello, good morning. Yes. Now, honestly, on the issue of scrapping of NYSC, for me, I would want us to see maybe the merit of NYSC to our society since inception into our country. But what is so important is we can now feel the crisis that is rampaging on our land and our country. When a student or an NYSC candidate is being posted to a volatile state, you see the minds of the parents will not be at rest. So to me, government should look for other way of trying to blend us together as a country. If really they want us to be united and they want this cultural issue to happen, but trying to endanger our lives and the lives of our young ones. Once our young ones are dying in our present now, then we don't have a country. So definitely things have to be done properly so that this country will move on. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Olushola Julius. All right, let's keep the calls coming through real quickly to 0706 949 3000. That is 0706 949 3000. Hello, good morning. If you want to turn
your radio.
Turn down the volume on your radio set. Thank you. Hello. Okay, let's take the next call. Hello, good morning. Okay. This comments on Twitter from Nathan says NYC has lost its objective a long time ago. It's high time we scrap this service, but I recommend the government should find an alternative to this. Plateau, can full military training be achieved in 3 weeks? If it's achieved, will they be giving weapons too? NYC is more than 3 weeks though.
No. What he's saying is it is just 3 weeks.
The camp.
That yes, that they go for.
On this
go and start climbing rope.
Security. Why not also say that we can also ensure that government provides, shelter for these corps members in military barracks?
Are they not attacking military barracks?
Well,
let me go back to the message. Aki Kumi said, I served in Kogi. I asked one of the camp soldiers why we were not giving any military training. He told me that the government understand they will never provide job for us after service. They won't want to take that risk. We all smiled and left the gathering. Mole Adeoshun, okay, I'm taking. Goke said, we have really entered one chance, not just with the executive, but our lawmakers are not even better. Now they are debating scrapping NYC without any of them coming up with solutions to tackle the real core issues facing us as a nation. DME on Twitter said, good morning. I greet the analysts. Honestly, many things in this country have really gone berserk beyond our comprehension. 2015 was a huge mistake. It is utterly unbearable. I just hope we survive this choking atmosphere. Thank you very much. All right, let's take this. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Who's speaking, please?
This is Ayeko calling from
Good morning, Ayeko.
Yeah, thank you. There is no problem without a solution. If anyone says Mr. Perez don't know the solution to the problem of this country, that person is not telling the truth. What we are just saying in this country is becoming unbearable. Where are we going in this country? Nigeria needs to be better with Mr. President because of I and Kawono for the job I know God will take us. Good morning.
Thank you, Has anybody heard from Reverend Koye? Or is it just me that hasn't been?
Well, that's true.
That's true. We've not heard from him.
Reverend Koye, if you're listening, I hope you're well. Sending you lots of regards. Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, please?
Yeah, this is Akimbolu Shere.
Good morning, Akimbolu Shere. Go ahead.
Yeah, Autumn told these people to defend themselves. Either they should get license for being gone, they should defend themselves with cutlasses and all other things. And that's the dream situation we now find ourselves. And I've been saying it. Let everybody defend themselves against these people. I saw a video on social media yesterday. You see these northern people, the way they were coming
what you have just said
our
like
region.
That.
So it is so because everywhere now we are scared and about the NYSC. I have to say that NYSC scheme was one of my best times I ever experienced because I serve on the plateau. It makes me to see so many things. So I will just say that just the way Plateau said it, let government look into this. I don't think NYSC has lived up to expectation. We can still gain more. We can't because we are seeing so many people that it was through the NYSC that they are where they are now. I want the government to look into that. NYSC should not be scrapped. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Akimbolu Shere. This text here says PMB has shown all of us that he's the president of herders and not a Nigerian president. Malami Angarba, our de facto president, Olabode Ajayi, says the president is living in the past. That's all we can do today on Straight from the Dailies. Thank you very much for being a part of the program. Thank you, Barrister.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Plateau, for your time as well.
You're most welcome.
Thank you very much, our wonderful listener. We appreciate you being here.
What are we doing by 8?
By 8 is going to be interesting because Children's Day is around the corner. So I always try to go away from all of this very anxiety, issues, anxious issues, and look at some of the effects of social media technology. Do you know the rate of depression among young people due to technology and social media? The statistics are there, and I'll be talking about that.
We have seen cases of children committing suicide.
That's huge.
Yes, it's obviously gone higher. We'll talk about that at 8 o'clock, so make sure to join me then. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafuwa.